Michael, were you a fan of the original show? Is it something that you watched as a kid?
I was a little too young to really enjoy it, but I did enjoy it nonetheless because me and my brother, when we were little kids, when the theme song went on, like we would run because we wanted to hear him say, "The plane, boss, the plane," and sometimes it wouldn't be there, and we were kind of bummed out. But we just loved that, that character. It was a little person. It was Henry. I forgot what his last name was, but it was so cool. And then you always wanted to see what guests were coming off the airplane or the boat. However, they got to the island at that time. And then there was like some interesting mysticism that went about. And also, you didn't know if Mr. Rourke was a good guy or bad guy, It left it up for interpretation.
And as you play him in the film as well, I mean, he's pretty mysterious, and like you say, you don't really know what his motivations are. And was that quite a fun thing to play with?
Oh, absolutely, because that was something that Jeff really wanted to make sure that we got, and that was it. It was making sure that he was kind of an ominous presence, and where you don't know where he lies and who he doesn't have any favorites or not, And I think it's kind of important when you're a host.
So you did have a good sort of flavor of the original show from
a little bit.
Yeah. Did you want to bring some of that original performance of Ricardo Montalban's?
I did because even though it's in a remote island, I feel like there was something to the way that he spoke. He was very eloquent and very well spoken. And I wanted to get some of that because especially in modern movies now, there's so much slang and so much, it's not very, the vocabulary isn't quite high. But for this guy, he really is. But it makes sense because he's been there for quite a long time. And he's able to relay his messages exactly the way he wants to.
You had that white suit. Was that a little inconvenient when it came to like snack time on set? Just
all the time. Because the first week of shooting, the lights were so warm, and they were using some hot lights. I was sweating from right away, and I had to take it off as much as possible. I'd put it on for like a minute or whatever, and then my whole shirt would be soaking, and so I'd have to get as AC as much as possible.
And now a lot of people are going to be excited to see this Fantasy Island come back as a movie with a fresh spin on it. Is there another TV show that hasn't been on screens for a while that you'd like to sort of come back as a movie and maybe with a fresh take on it too?
I mean, you know what would be cool is Knight Rider, the movie. If it was like, if he was solving crime, but like really, really was very real and like rugged, like that would be really cool. Kit, I think was the car. Yeah.
Oh, I used to love Knight Rider, and the theme as well. It'd be worth doing the movie just so we get to hear the theme again, wouldn't it? And
exactly.
Some cool musician could do it.
That was awesome, right? Yeah, for sure. Make it badass.
So if you got the chance to go to Fantasy Island, what would your fantasy be? Obviously, it has to be suitable for HeyUGuys' audience.
Like PG?
No, it doesn't have to be PG, but I guess it's just one that you're willing to say on tape.
Oh, right. Well, I would go and then, my mom died when I was a kid. I would go and spend the week with my mom because that'd be awesome.
That's a nice one. That's a great touching one.
I hope I can say that.
So that's one you can say. I know. We just expect everyone's going to be like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but that was a very sweet one.
Yeah, maybe if there's a next year,
Yeah, for the sequel, we can do
sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Yeah, okay. Straight from the UK, mate.
Thanks very much, Michael. That's awesome.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey!